This printer is Anycubic, Anycubic, yeah, Anycubic printer, and this model is Photon Mono, Photon Mono. What's up, guys? So today we just received a new printer, and I want to keep you updated on how it's going with the new printer. This is the new printer. This printer is SLA, so it takes the part from a liquid. This liquid is then solidified with the UV light. Then it just layer by layer retract until make the full part. So we just bought this one because we want to practice and learn about this machine that is pretty cool because it makes some beautiful finish part instead of FDM that always see the layer. So that's pretty nice. It's pretty cheap. It's like $280, and for that price, well, we go for it and try it. This printer seems at first good quality. From every part is almost aluminum. It mentioned that its Z-axis is pretty precise, but we'll see if it's really precise. This container seems pretty cool from this thickness for the UV protector, and hopefully it works well because as you can see we got a lot of sunlight here, and hopefully it doesn't affect this part. Overall it seems pretty cool, pretty sturdy, solid. This is a small print size, is 22 by 22 by 38 centimeters, so it's pretty narrow and small. But if we want to try to print those things sold for shoes, it will be nice to try. The pros of this machine is the print time that is really a lot less than FDM that we used to work with, and the surface is pretty nice. It's smooth, way better than the FDM. The cons is less durable, not durable, but resistance is quite fragile. Anyway, we bought this machine with 1 kilogram of resin. Resin is pretty expensive, but we think it's worth it. And yeah, for now we try to use the black one. We'll see how it goes. And yeah, so inside the machine you have at the bottom a wristband, a container that you put a small amount depending on how much does your part will weight. You try to adjust and make it a little bit more. And they say that when you put this liquid, you have kind of residue that build up inside of it, and after many parts you need to recycle and change the liquid. So we hope that we can make at least 10-15 parts. If not, we'll see what is the best way, if we can filter the resin and try to recycle it, or its purity. Anyway, at least if it doesn't change. And as we just discovered, after you print that part with this SLA printer, you need to clean it, because around it makes some residue that you need to remove to make the part smooth and clean without any other material around it. So you need to dip it inside some isopropyl alcohol, and we use this one, and we will just immerse it inside with some kind of mixing movement just to remove all the part. But we found out that if this part is full size, we need kind of 2 liters of liquid just to surround and submerge all the parts. So, well, we decide to buy more, you know, just in case that we miss some, and hopefully it works, because we probably need kind of a fake floor to take all the residue off the container that we're using to clean. So we'll try to recycle it and make it always perfect and clean. So we'll build up like a container to do so, and hopefully it works well. So that's an overview of where we're at, and hopefully, because for now we're waiting the machine that clean up the part after printing, and it is supposed to arrive today. So hopefully we'll start a print today. So as you can see, it's our first part that is printing, and this is a small scale surfboard. As you can see, it's layer by layer curing until full size. That part took near 5-6 hours to do. It was quite long, but it was our first try, so it wasn't optimized. And as you can see, at the left is our printing machine, and at the right is our new washing and curing machine. So first of all, you remove your part. As you can see, the surfboard have a lot of support on it, and that's because there is some hole for battery and some propulsion jet, because it's a jet surf and not a normal surfboard. As you can see, it's still wet, and we discovered that when you remove it, there is still some resin around the part, and that's why you need to wash it, because you want to remove all that kind of resin, because it's toxic and you don't want to touch to it. That's why we are using some gloves. So we just immerse the whole part inside an alcohol container, and we just put the lids on so it doesn't splash up when you use the machine. This machine is quite nice. You have 2 setups, a washing machine and a curing machine. So we just put it at 10 minutes of washing machine. That will only spin at the bottom. As you can see, it's 2 magnets that just spinning impeller at the bottom, just move the alcohol so it wash faster. You just move the liquid around the part and try to remove any residue, because the alcohol will kind of clean the outside shape. So this machine is quite nice. It's so simple, it's very well made, and we love it. It's not too big, and it's look pretty nice. So yeah, at the left, as you can see, the resin is still inside the machine, because we're going to make another part, because we're just trying to make a lot of try in a few days, try to make the part better or printing quicker. So after the curing is done, as you can see, it's spilled a little bit on the top. That was weird. Anyway, so you remove it, and after that you need to dry it, because there is still alcohol on the surface. And yeah, we didn't have some fan at this time, so we need to find out another way to do. So we just blow in it until it was dry, because you want to dry it a little bit before putting in the curing machine, so you don't create a mess or just put alcohol everywhere. It's not a big issue, but we just want to make it clean. So yeah, we thought that it will be hard to remove the part from the surface, but as you can see, it just slide. Yeah, it just slide off. It could have fallen inside the machine, but there is like a big container that retain parts, so if you fall it's great. It's okay. So we just dry it and then we put it inside the curing machine that is the same as the washing. And that will use some UV light to dry the outside shape until the part is fully solid and ready to use. So as you can see, we use a small mirror film that come with the machine and a small turning plate that will just rotate the plate until while it's curing with UV light. We put the box on top that protect our eyes from the UV light, and we just put 10 minutes and just going for it. So that's so simple to use. We love it. It's longer than the FDM part because you have like a washing and curing process, but it's not too long, so we don't care. So yeah, and that's it. That was our first part. We're very pleased with the result. It was so smooth because we are used to the FDM machine and we can see the layer, and this one was barely not fine. Anyway, we couldn't really see the layer, so it was quite nice. And yeah, for the first time we're very satisfied. The machine works great, so easy to use. And yeah, look, the finish is perfect. You can see a small layer, but overall it's just nice. They recommend that to print in this way. They recommend doing an angle, and that's what we are going to try after. But overall, it's quite nice. And yeah, that's the time that you try to remove the sport, and I'll just let you enjoy how long it was and how painful it was, but we were satisfied at the end. So enjoy.
On va prendre une petite pince.
Arrache un coup.
Ouais. Puis un coup. Il a l'air d'arracher ça.
What the fuck?
Oh my god, je l'ai jamais vu lui.
Un petit Chris.
Et le petit Chris, là, il a fallu que je fasse ça là, avec ça ici, ça, que je clique dessus, et que je delete. Ça, je l'ai pas fait.
So finally we make a lot of part for a different project. We just try to find out, is the SLA is good for like force application that required some force on it. And yeah, we were kind of impressed, but not as much as FDM. FDM was quite impressive. So yeah, I can show you some. And yeah, as you can see, we print a lot of surf because we're working on that project at this moment, and we just want to make a jet surf, and we print a lot of tests, miniature surfboard, just feel it. And it was just amazing. I can show you the first one that we made on FDM, and quite almost the same, but with SLA. And wow, this was white, but this was FDM, and I don't know if you can see it, but there is quite some layer, and you can see the handle was kind of messy. It wasn't perfect. There's a lot of mess kind of everywhere, but it was quite a good print for FDM, and we're surprised. But when we discover the SLA, we find out some smooth finish, no layer. We can see a lot of dot. That's where the anchor of support was on. All the dot that you can see on the side. It's kind of annoying because it messes up the finish, but yeah, overall it was quite a good a good print. And as you can see that this one wasn't fully solid. You can see through it. But yeah, it's just amazing. I don't know if you can see the small hole just here. It's impressive. Like, everything is there. For the fins, it's just crazy how detailed SLA is. And we couldn't do that with FDM because the resolution is way less than that. And yeah, it was quite nice. And another example is we tried to make some texture on SLA, and SLA is quite impressive because it can make so much details that all the texture will show up like in real life. So as you can see, this is the texture like a board that you want, like for your feet. I know, it's just crazy. All the details is there. All the triangle or anyway rectangle. It's just crazy details. I like it. You touch it and you fell in love right away. It's amazing. So we print a lot of things. We try some force on like that. We make an impeller just to try. Look the finish. It just crazy, smooth, almost no resistance in the water. But yeah, just we spin it at like 7,000 and it didn't break up, so we were like quite impressive. It is thin. I don't remember how much, but it's like 2 millimeters thickness of this thing, and yeah, it was quite nice. We print some handle for grinder, for coffee grinder, and we just discovered that it didn't it break up because we tried to force it, but you can see the finish on the handle. It's quite nice. You can still have some layer, as you can see on SLA. Damn it. I need to find out how to make this thing. So yeah, you can see layer. That's the resolution of the SLA. When you print it, they always recommend not to print it like flat, because when they make a surface, it's too much without support, so it will just bend because it's not cured. And they recommend on printing on always an angle. As you can see, this was our angle because you can see the layer was like that. And yeah, at least you can have some support everywhere else and be able to print without like too much deformation in it. And yeah, and the printing time for SLA is always based on the height of your piece. So if we could make that part like that, it will take 5 minutes. But since we are doing like that, it takes like 5 hours, just because it's layer by layer. The laser that cure the resin can do it like quite fast on one layer, so it doesn't change with how much surface you got, but a little bit, but not too much. The most time is from dipping, like curing, and then going out to oxygen and like going back. That's what takes a lot of time. But when you can do a lot of surface in one time is the best. We couldn't do that with this part because it was longer than the printing size. So we need to do it in an angle, and yeah, it was it was quite long. We tried a lot of different angle, and we saw that we can manage to make it better at certain angle, like this one. I don't know if you can see it, but there is some layer. And this one was a different angle, and you cannot see any layer. Yeah, we only see some layer. Ooh, this focus is not the best one. Ooh. Anyway. You know what I mean? So by changing the angle that you printed on SLA, you can remove those layers. And yeah, we were quite surprised by the result. And yeah, the only problem is the materials seems like glass. It's fragile. It doesn't sustain any kind of flexing. Probably if it's thinner, or probably if we make it more flexible, but yeah. And most of the part is that we print is solid, is full. It doesn't, it's like full density. It's quite heavy. Instead of like FDM that was not fully, it was 12%. This was 100. We make one part or two that wasn't full, and we can see the difference by them. And yeah. But we discovered that if you don't make some hole at the bottom of your part, you will end up with some resin inside your part, because it will finish like the end of your part, but your last dip will still have the resin inside, and all the resin that was like kind of sticking around the surface that you want to remove with the washing machine, well, it's still inside, so you need to drill and like try to suck up all the liquid, and that was messy. So remember, put some hole or make your part that you can empty it at the end, and yeah, that will save some mess. If anything happened with your piece, it break, you were in your kitchen, your car, anything, and just full of resin, just squirting around, you know, don't forget that. But overall, we're very satisfied with this machine, Anycubic. Love it. It's pretty nice. The only problem is the printing size is too small. Yeah, we want to build like real life object, and sometimes it's always bigger than that, you know. We want bigger things. So yeah, at least it was a try. It's a successful try, successful machine. We love it. We'll probably buy a bigger one, and yeah, but the only problem is as I said, the rigid is not rigid enough. We like polycarbonate that we are using as FDM. This thing can only make beautiful parts, like things that goes on your desktop, things that goes on your desk, just make it beautiful. But when you try to make something really hard that you want to put inside a machine, a motor, nah, it's not the best idea. It will be beautiful, but not great. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I will see you in the next video, because this one is a good one, because we're solving a big problem on FDM machine that all people got when they tried to print a big size part. You know, the problem when there is a curvy bending, flexing, cracking because it's too big and it's like constrained everywhere. Well, we're solving that problem, and for a small amount of money, small, you know, not spending all your harm, you feed fellow, feed them, we're solving that, and it worked quite well. So see you soon, see you on the next video, peace!